Hi, my name is Dodas Butkus, and in this episode of What to Hodl, I want to do a review of Blockshipping ICO. What they want to create is a global container registry on the blockchain. Right now, there's a huge problem in this industry that there are 60 million containers and they are not registered in any way. So a company that owns these containers, basically when it does a shipping from point A to point B, it has no idea where the shipment is at. Uh, basically, at the ports, when they are registered, uh, it can take from half an hour to 36 hours for a container to get registered to the system, and then for the company to realize where the container is at, and then they need to do the shipment using trucks, and then they can have more information about where the container is at. So there's a lot of inefficiencies in this process. It is calculated that a container, 40% of its lifetime when it's being used is basically empty. So so when a shipment is done from one point to another point, let's say from China to USA, you send the goods, but now you need the container back in China when you have after you shipped it. So you need to spend money to get it back. So that's inefficient, but if there was a system where you could lend your container to another company that has shipments from US to China, you could profit from that as well, but there is no trusted platform where these deals could appear. So this is another opportunity what they are going to do. So I want to go through the problems that this kind of solution is going to help to solve. So first, this is the gray box opportunity that I mentioned. So carriers miss out on huge annual savings in empty container repositioning, so to the tune of 3 to 5 billion because of a lack of trusted platform where deficit surplus matching of containers can take place. And another thing is street turn triangulation opportunity, which sounds very technical, and it really is, but basically it's another routing opportunity that would help to reduce costs of shipping and moving containers around. Next, container fleet reduction opportunity. So as I mentioned before, 40% of the lifetime of a container it is spent empty. So because of that, there's just too many of these containers because well, there's inefficiencies in the market, and if the inefficiencies were to disappear, the amount from these 60 million containers worldwide could reduce by 15 to 20%. There's actually right now companies that are going to produce even more of these containers because, well, the shipments are inefficient and there's a need of more containers. But if we managed to create a good registry and have everything in order, uh, the amount of containers could be reduced. And another opportunity for banks and global leasing companies. So banks don't want to invest in these containers because they're very easy uh, to miss, basically. So if a company goes bankrupt, it's very hard for the bank to find every single container because uh, once a company goes bankrupt, it ceases to uh, take care of their containers and they can easily disappear. And when the assets disappear, it's very hard for the bank to get its returns from and well, basically it's a very high risk operation for the bank to lend money to these companies. And if there was a proper register and an easier way to find all these containers, banks would obviously will be more likely to lend money to these companies. So these are the major problems that this solves, and in total this can help save the industry up to 5.7 billion per year, which is massive amounts of money. And for each individual shipping company, it can be millions or even billions of dollars of saved revenues, and that can definitely be a good selling point for block shipping to start being used by these uh, shipment companies. So yeah, this is how it's going to work. So they are going to release two tokens. The first token is going to be pegged to the dollar, so it's going to be used for all the payments in this market, and there's a list of different fees that are going to be used and paid with that token. So you can read them over here if you're interested, but they are tied to land transport of containers, container exchange fees, one-way leasing fees, servicing and repair of containers, terminal and depot handling cost, fees collected by carriers, etc. So all these fees and a percentage from these fees will go to the revenue share pool. Then there's going to be a second token, which is going to be an Ethereum token, a traded token, and it will give you a revenue share. So by holding these tokens every single month, you will get payments from the revenue share pool, and basically it's going to be uh, a token that's generating revenue for you. So there's two tokens. One token is pegged to the dollar, and the other token is a utility token that gives you revenue share. So this is an interesting concept of how it all is going to work. And next I will go through the website. So their ICO starts in May 14th. They want to raise $25 million. They have already got funding from the Danish Maritime Fund, and they want to raise more capital so that they could bring their product faster to the market. As I already mentioned, their main selling point is that they can save the companies in this industry $5.7 billion per year. Also, governments are issuing new regulations on carbon emissions, and basically they all want to go green. And again, the platform is expected to reduce the global CO2 emissions by at least 4.6 million tons yearly, which is another massive amount, which I think they compared to the Danish emissions in 2012, which were 40 million tons per year. So that would be a tenth of a country's global yearly emissions. So which is a pretty significant savings. So yeah, the token distribution, pretty standard stuff. Funding, the breakdown of funding, and again, the amount they want to raise is 25 million, and the token price is going to be 62 cents, and that's that. And they are talking about their solutions over here, and my mouse just did something strange. Okay, so enabled savings, global adoption, reduced emissions, first Nordic shipping ICO. So there's going to be the 2 tokens. And if you're thinking that the token with revenue sharing sounds like a security, well, they have a lot of lawyers that have created a framework with the Danish framework called the ICO 2.0. So basically they are compliant with all the Danish laws, and they are not a security according to the Danish law, and they are a utility token. And now let's go to the roadmap. So in Q1, platform design prototyping, blockchain platform selection, smart contract design, etc. In Q2, platform design integration, smart contracts development, platform implementation, data population. Next in Q3, smart contracts development, mapping of customer EDE, data migration, and a soft launch. In Q4, data migration, training preparation, and in Q1 2019, so in less than a year, they are going to be launching this live. So cutover, hypercare transition, and there's a more in-depth roadmap in their white paper. So in their version 1.0, they will have a global container ledger, titles of ownership, real-time container location, and basically the most necessary data for this project. They will have blockchain smart contracts, instant operational settlements, customer front end, and stuff like that. In the version 2.0, they will have the gray box, a third-party app, and the street-learn third-party app, both for having more efficient shipping of their containers, and then container damage verification, truck appointment system, commodity compliance, container investment syndication, all tools to have more effective shipping of their containers, of more effective usage of the containers. And in version 3.0, imbalance forecasting, import dwell time, flow optimization, container sales insight, container efficiency dashboard, and stuff like that. And in version 4.0, sensor-based IoT real-time tracking, road pricing, CO2 tracking, maritime security, and analytics. And lastly, what I want to go through is their team, which is actually really impressive, and they have a lot of experience in the field of shipping. And I'm really impressed. CEO and founder Peter has 39 years of experience in the shipping industry. You can read all about his work. Then Christine Gentelberg has a lot of experience with IT management consultant, a proven track record in managing IT-driven change programs through the entire systems. And I think someone was having experience in IBM. Jesper has more than 20 years of experience as a CTO and technical architect within the shipping, airline, and energy sectors. Captain Frank J started his career as a cadet, basically another person that knows everything about ships and stuff like that. David has 40 years of IT experience, working for both IT service providers such as IBM and an IBM business partner, and at senior level of internal IT departments. So basically they have everything that they need, people from the shipping industry and people that knows tech and knows blockchains, and that can help to bring this to fruition. So this is it for this video. I don't want to make it too long. It definitely is a huge ICO, and I think it's going to be a really huge deal. I don't say that about many ICOs, though I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but this seems like a really good ICO, also because of the revenue sharing model, because most of the ICOs aren't giving a lot to to their to their investors. And yeah, this is a really interesting project. Check it out, and if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.